The thing is, this boss is actually quite easy. The problem is that you need to do multiple endurance rounds back to back, and failing sees you restarting from the beginning. But before all of that, we first need to get there. Located in Act 3 of Hollow Knight Silksong, you must have gotten the Old Hearts quest and then made your way to the Blasted Steppe Spellway Station. Heading up and over through the sands of Karak, we reach the Coral Tower. In here, we find many statues that look like a certain watcher we may or may not have seen somewhere before, but playing the Elegy of the Deep will send us into the Crust King's memory. When you enter the memory, silk soar up as heading left or right exits. Ascend the tower, and it won't be long before we hit the first endurance round. And why not? I'll give some tips here. We got time. The first round is not that bad. The Coral Knights are quite slow and will prove to be the least of your worries with their linear fighting style. Naturally, this means you want to take care of the flying enemies first. Dishonorable mention to the Yago. These flying asshats are far and away the biggest nuisance in the entire Khann Gauntlet, as you will soon discover. The small enemies that float around serve little more than opportunities to build up silk, so take advantage of that while they're present. Small note to add, if you're lucky in your enemy placement, new waves spawn in with these coral spikes, and they will eliminate any enemies they come into contact with. All in all, round 1 isn't so bad. Head up, and round 2 throws in the Elitas. If you've completed Verdania, these things should look familiar. Sprint attacking isn't effective against them, so you should wait for them to ready an attack before you go in. But there's more to it. Let's add some floor hazards and conch flies. The spikes on the floor eventually clear up when the Karak gore drops in. This big boy has large area of effect attacks, but it is incredibly easy to play around them. Pogoing at every opportunity outside of them jumping is the best way to damage them and avoid the coral hazards. It looks like you're getting the hang of it. Now we can fight 2 of them. It gets a little more complicated, but all you need to do is focus 1 at a time to reduce the number of threats, and that will clear round 2. Round 3 is the panty dropper. I hope you've saved some tools for this. It's all of the enemies you encountered so far mixed up with various coral spike hazards from the floor and walls. Kill the flying enemies first and focus on being safe. You're going to need as much health as possible for what's ahead. These giant white jellyfish are called Yumamas. They move slow and occasionally charge at you. Eliminating them spawns Yumas, which serve to restore your silk. And now comes the core crust Karaka. This guy expels damaging bubbles everywhere he goes, making it challenging to get to safe spaces and deal damage. But it's not bad given that it's a 1v1. Don't worry, we'll fix that. Eventually you'll hit the part where the floor becomes lava and a Yago spawns. Another mix of enemies to clear up the arena, but it's not bad until the next core crust Karaka comes in with a knight. I use the rune rage ability to clear them out ASAP. Finally, we have 2 Yumamas to get some silk back, and we're clear. Huge tip, destroy the stalactite to drop down a shortcut. Now you assume that 3 rounds would be the magic number, but like, what if the boss himself had an endurance round? This one features breaking platforms, but if you got through round 3, then round 4 shouldn't be much of a challenge. Granted, if you lose to the boss, round 4 must be repeated with each attempt. Silk soaring brings you to the king's throne, where now we can fight the boss. Crust King Khann attacks using his command of coral spears. He telegraphs each attack, and they are preempted further by the dust discharge showing their pathing. As he takes damage, he'll begin sprouting coral spikes around the arena, further telegraphed by the dust discharge. In the final phase, he speeds up and begins doubling up on his X pattern attack. He also introduces a new move in dropping spikes from the ceiling. There isn't any grand advice to give. This battle is just dodge the spikes and attack. And after the Khann Gauntlet, we really do deserve an easy win. Defeating the Crust King rewards you with the Encrusted Heart, which fulfills the Heart of Might segment of the Old Hearts quest.